So as you just heard, my name is David. I'm from a place called Trend Watching. Our obsession at Trend Watching is with consumer trends. It's with the trends reshaping the mindsets, the behaviors, the expectations of consumers, of your customers all over the world. But we are here today digital people, we're e-commerce people, we're marketing people. So I have just chosen 4 trends that I think are super relevant for you guys. These are trends that can give you a handle on the changing expectations of your consumers. More than that, they can empower you to create your next product, your next service, your next platform, your next e-commerce play, okay, your next marketing campaign, whatever it is. They can empower you to create that and know that it is deeply grounded in the emerging expectations of consumers. So we're going to dive into that very quickly. Before we do, just a tiny bit about us at Trend Watching. As I've said, our obsession is with consumer trends. I am head of the team looking out to the world of innovation in a structured way, asking some key questions, trying to join the dots, spot the patterns, spot the emerging trends. We have offices all over the world. We have a huge network of spotters, and I'm head of the team that's working to spot those trends. Now, when I say trends, it's quite a vague word, okay? People can be confused. I don't mean this kind of thing behind me, okay? I don't mean the latest widget or little, device or whatever it is that your 9-year-old wants for Christmas. I don't mean this kind of thing, okay? I don't just mean what is trending, what's viral online. I don't even mean just new technologies. We have a definition of a consumer trend that goes like this, okay? Take a second to absorb that. There's quite a lot going on in it. Basically, it's about new manifestations of fundamental human needs and wants. That is quite a complex definition. So very quickly, I'd just like to take a step back from that definition, unpack our model at Trend Watching of how new consumer trends emerge, because that's going to be really useful for everything that follows. So we have a model at Trend Watching of trends, of how new trends emerge, that just says this. It says, on the one hand, there is change. The world is changing around us all the time. So technological change, social change, economic change. We live with very rapid change, okay? We're used to that. On the other hand, there's human beings who fundamentally do not change that much over time. So we human beings are motivated by a set of basic needs and wants, things like value, security, excitement, love, whatever. Those basic needs and wants are very stable. They do not really change over time, year on year, decade on decade. And our model of how new consumer trends emerge just says this, very simply when you boil it down. It says trends emerge when some change in the world, some external change out there in the world, unlocks a new way of serving a basic need. Trends are all about new ways to serve our age-old basic human needs. And crucially, we think you can see that happening when you look out to the world of innovation, the new products, the new services, the new campaigns being launched today, this year, at this moment, and you ask yourself, how is this innovation serving a basic need in a new way? And there's a reason that we are particularly interested in innovations that serve basic human needs in new ways. And the reason for that is because those innovations create new customer expectations. When an innovation comes into the market that serves a basic need in a new way, it changes people. It changes the way they behave. It changes the way they think. It gives them new habits. And it causes them to expect new things of other brands and businesses. So just a really quick example, quite an old example now. If you think about Uber, okay, think about the amazing expectation that it helped to establish of one-touch service. Okay, press that button on your phone and a car is to your feet in 2 minutes. Think about how that expectation of one-touch service then spread across industries. So you have the Uber for laundry, the Uber for lawyers, the Uber for haircuts, everything. That is a very powerful example of an innovation creating a new expectation and then that expectation spreading. And new expectations spread. That's the thing about them. They spread across industries, they spread across demographics, they spread across markets. They will eventually spread all the way to your door. And that really is all I am talking about when I talk about a trend. I'm talking about a new expectation of a brand or business that is spreading, and eventually it will find you. And trends are all about asking, what new expectations are emerging now on the part of consumers, and what do they mean for me? How can we do something about it? That's why we're so passionate about telling clients they live inside this, an expectation economy, okay? It means your competitors are not necessarily just the other people in your industry. They're not necessarily just the people who are geographically around you. Your competitors are those other brands and businesses, those innovations that are creating the new expectations that you guys will eventually face. And that's what this is all about. That's why we're fueled by this big network of spotters constantly sending us examples from their own markets of innovations they see, new products, new services, new campaigns. And what I would love you to do today as we go through these 4 trends, I'm going to show you 4 trends. I'm going to show you a ton of innovations from all kinds of industries. Some will be from your industry, some not. What I would love you to do is just ask yourself, what is the one innovation where you're like, yes, you know, we should do something with this? Okay, what is your light bulb moment? That one innovation you look at where you're like, we can do something with this. I'm going to run with this back to my team. I can see the underlying expectation at work here, and we could innovate to serve that expectation too. I hope you'll have like 5 of those moments or 10, but if you have just one of those moments, it will have been worth it. So, with all that said, and let me take a sip of water, let's go on to the first trend. So trend number 1 starts here with this thought. Everyone loves service. I've talked to you about how trends, one of the fundamental building blocks of a trend is basic human needs. Here's one easy basic human need: service, convenience. Everyone wants their life to be convenient. Everyone wants their life to be as easy as possible. That's never going to change, okay? Now, we see some change out there in the world, a new technology impacting on that basic human need in interesting ways. And that change is AI, okay? Consumers know that AI is maturing, just like we do. They look out to the world just like we do. They see everyone's talking about AI. They know Google's DeepMind beat the world's best Go player in 2016, all of that. Consumers know AI is happening now, and they are starting to expect brands and businesses to put AI to work to deliver things of value to them. Okay? And one of the key basic human needs they are expecting that to impact on is convenience. You know, make my life easier, make my life faster, make it more seamless for me. And the industry, we see that, and this is part of why I wanted to talk to you guys about this trend. The industry we see that happening in most powerfully at the moment is commerce, e-commerce, online retail. Consumers have been primed to expect AI to start to automate aspects of their online retail, okay? No pun intended when I say primed, but because of things like this, okay? Amazon dash buttons, you know, press a button, instant ordering of nappies or toothpaste or whatever you want, washing powder to your home. Innovations like this have set up consumers to expect the automation of certain aspects of their retail. Okay, when you wrap all that together, you come to this first trend. It's called A-commerce, and it's simply about saying in 2018, consumers are going to expect brands and businesses, e-commerce players just like you, to put AI to work to let them outsource aspects of their retail behaviors. Okay, I mean things like finding the right product, negotiating the price, actually executing the purchase, sorting out the delivery. They're going to expect you guys to put AI to work to make all that easier. And I just want to show you some examples of how that's playing out. Here's my first example of this trend, A-commerce. This is a platform called Finery. Finery does something very interesting. It's a virtual wardrobe manager. So the first thing it does when you download it is it goes into your inbox, it rinses through your most recent emails and pulls out all your recent clothes purchases and puts them in a virtual wardrobe for you, okay? But it does more than that. The second thing it does is it syncs to your browser, and whenever you're shopping for clothes online, and we all do it these days, right? Whenever you're shopping for clothes online, if you find something you like, if you find a pair of trousers you like, you can just click a button and that pair of trousers will be synced to your Finery virtual wardrobe too. And then Finery goes to work for you. So it starts to say things like, the price on that pair of trousers has just dropped. Maybe you should buy it now. Or it says, did you know you could find that pair of trousers cheaper somewhere else? Or they've just gone on sale on this store. Or did you know there's a very similar pair of trousers you could buy cheaper somewhere else? And if you do buy it, it will start to go to work for you to say things like, the returns window on, if they don't fit, the returns window is closing. You have 3 days to return the product, or you're not going to be able to return it. Just a very simple example of this first trend, e-commerce, okay? Because all of this is fueled by AI and machine learning. It's putting AI to work to make the consumer's online clothes retail that much easier. They can outsource some of the thinking. They can outsource the attempts to find the best price. They can outsource some of the thinking about returning if the product is not right to Finery. Very different kind of example, the same underlying principle. This is Drift. Drift is a platform that's going to put AI to work to save you money on your energy. Okay? So it uses AI to make an estimate, a daily estimate of your electricity, your energy needs, and it takes into account, your past usage data, also takes into account the weather and other factors around you. It calculates your energy need for that day, and then it goes on to the open market to negotiate the best price for you to supply that energy. Okay? So it can go to the national grid. It can also go to peer-to-peer providers who can sell that energy to you. And people who use this platform, Drift, tend to save about 25–30% on their energy bill. So just using AI to cut a big chunk off your energy bill and take the headache out of all of that negotiation. Am I getting the best price for my electricity or not? Drift will do all of that for you. You can also think about personal finances. When it comes to e-commerce, you can think about budgeting, you can think about planning. This is a startup from the UK called Plum. Okay, Plum syncs to your bank account, it syncs to your current account, and then what it does is it rinses through your current account, it crunches all that data that you've created, and it's using AI to then become your personal finance coach. So it will start to say things to you like, did you know you spend half your monthly income, on whatever, beer? Did you know that, some of us do, not me. Did you know, you've told me you want to save $300 a month. If you keep spending at the rate you're spending, we're not going to be able to save the $300. That kind of thing. It's using AI, it's using machine learning to deliver you personalized financial advice. And this is such a great example, Plum. This example is such a great example when it comes to what I've talked to you about expectation transfer. Okay, consumers don't have to use an innovation like this. They just have to see it, okay, to have their brains rewired a bit, for them to start to expect other brands and businesses to do the same. Like they look at this, okay, and they think, why can't my bank use AI to deliver me personalized financial advice? The big banks know these expectations are coming, and indeed they are responding. So this is Santander doing just that. They've recently launched an app. The first iteration lets you manage your online bank account through your voice. You can check your balance, you can make payments, all of this. And Santander say the second iteration, which will be released soon, is going to use AI to deliver you personalized financial advice. So a massive European bank like Santander knows that this tiny innovation is creating new expectations that they have to respond to. And that is what trends are all about. Can't talk to you guys about this trend without mentioning Amazon, mentioning Alexa. Check out this example. I won't tell you anything about it. I'm just going to play the video for you, and then we will talk about it. So watch this.
Alexa? Is it gonna rain tonight?
Alexa, what's on my calendar?
Alexa, turn the lights off.
Okay.
Alexa helps with thousands of things, and now she can help you look your best.
Alexa, take a photo.
Introducing Echo Look, a first-of-its-kind Echo with a hands-free camera. Echo Look takes photos using just your voice. Its built-in lighting and depth-sensing camera lets you blur the backgrounds to make sure your outfits pop, giving you clean, full-length photos that are easy to share with friends. Plus, get a live view or take videos to see yourself from every angle.
Alexa, take a video.
We've also created an easy way to get a second opinion. Introducing Style Check. It combines the best in machine learning with advice from fashion specialists. Just pick 2 outfits and Style Check will give you a recommendation based on current trends and what flatters you. Alexa can also help you create a personal lookbook. It shows you what you wore and when, so you can keep track of your favorites and take your closet with you, wherever you go.
Alexa, what's my commute?
The fastest route takes about 15 minutes.
Plus, Alexa is built in the cloud and always getting smarter, and so will Echo Look. Echo Look. Love your look every day.
Okay, did you hear that? Did you hear that part? That means people are essentially asking Alexa for fashion advice. They're asking this little device for fashion advice. You take 2 pictures of yourself in one outfit and in another outfit, and then you can ask this little camera which outfit is the best. And it's using AI, it's using machine learning to go out to the web, crunch a load of data about current fashion trends, and come back to you and tell you which outfit looks best for you. Is there anything Jeff Bezos cannot do? He is telling us what to wear now. Okay, that is an amazing example, and that gives you a taste of where this trend e-commerce is heading. Okay, it doesn't just have to be very functional, help me find the product, help me get the best price. It can extend even to things like, how do I look? Am I wearing the best outfit? Okay, put AI to work to help me with things like that too. This should terrify all of us, okay, because this is a patent Amazon filed recently. I don't pretend that we're going to understand all of it in this session, because I don't have like 5 hours to talk to you. But essentially, it's Amazon patenting the automation of a totally end-to-end fashion, personalized fashion service, where that little camera will take your measurements, okay, it will show you clothes that you would like. You can press a button, it will have those clothes made for you. The delivery to you will be totally automated, totally end-to-end ownership of the entire chain, from fashion advice to delivery of the finished garment. That is pretty scary. Obviously, there are some data considerations in there that, again, we could talk about for hours, but I just wanted to give you a handle on where this trend, e-commerce, is heading. So if you are an e-commerce person out there, if you're a marketing person out there, digital marketing person out there, this is such a hugely powerful trend for you. Okay, what does it mean for you? This is the essential question. What does it mean for you when we reach a world where you will be selling to algorithms, you will be selling to AI as often as you will be selling to human beings? What needs to change about your services? What needs to change about your marketing in that world? How do you keep up? And in the meantime, before we reach that world 100%, how can you put AI to work to automate some of the processes of engaging with you? You know, finding the best price, sorting out the delivery, sorting out the return if I didn't like what I bought. Okay, can you create something like Finery that makes all that easier? Okay, let's move on to trend number 2. This trend starts with this thought. Digital is great. There's a ton of digital interfaces out there that are very exciting. But the oldest human interface is this, okay? And that will never change. It is the face. Our face is our most powerful interface that we present to the world every day. And look at the journey that we've been on with the face as a digital interface across the last, say, 10 years. You know, smartphones created a world of selfies that everyone's taking. That's totally standard now. Then Snapchat came along, you know, augmented reality came along. Everyone's filtering themselves, creating crazy new masks for themselves in digital space. Now Animoji, okay, thanks to the iPhone 10, we're going to have a welter of Animoji choirs and singing Animoji and all this stuff happening in 2018 and beyond. And that is because the iPhone 10 has amazing technology in it that will project 30,000 dots over your face and build a perfect digital model of your face that enables things like this to happen, okay? You can create a unicorn that will sing along with you in digital space. Put all that together, very simply, okay, and you come to this second trend. It's called face forward. And face forward is a trend that's about saying, in 2018, the face has become the most powerful digital interface too. Okay? Our faces as human beings are going to become a new kind of interface online and a new kind of passport online that lets us get things done, that lets us personalize in new ways, that makes things more secure, faster, more convenient, and so on. And I just want to show you a few examples of how this trend is playing out, because for anyone in e-commerce, anyone in digital marketing, this is a hugely powerful trend, okay, innovation opportunity for you. It starts in a very expected place. Okay, when you think about the face as a new kind of digital interface, you immediately think about security, okay, and identity. And here's one example of that. This is Dubai Airport. They're about to launch a new kind of security procedure where you're not going to go up to a person, you're not even going to go up to one of these gates with the camera. Instead, you're going to walk through this tunnel, okay, and this is a kind of digital aquarium with water and fish projected around you, and you're encouraged as you walk through the tunnel to look around you at the fish, okay, and there's cameras there taking pictures of your face, using AI to identify you against a picture of yourself that you uploaded previously. So instead of walking through gates or going to a guy who stamps your passport, all of that, you walk through this tunnel, and that is the identification process at Dubai Airport. Okay, so a very expected kind of standard first beginning for this trend. Check this one out. This is a new app from Warby Parker, okay, and this is kind of the next step. Anyone who has something to sell that sits on your face, like a pair of glasses, face forward is obviously a hugely powerful, relevant trend. So this is Warby Parker just pushing this trend on one step further and saying, we've built an app that uses augmented reality to allow you to try on, virtually try on, pairs of glasses. So you can choose from our product range, upload a photograph of yourself to this app, choose which glasses you like, and you'll get to see yourself wearing all these glasses, and that will help you make a decision. So again, just a next step for this trend about use of the face as a digital interface and leveraging augmented reality to help that happen. One step further is this app. This is something from the Bank Zurich, okay, the insurer and bank financial services provider. The idea behind this app is very simple. Okay, you take a picture, you take a selfie, you take a picture of yourself, and it's using AI and face recognition to learn about you, so obviously your age, your gender, a few other characteristics about you, and then start to suggest to you insurance and banking products that are suitable for you, so your age, your location, your gender, and so on. Now, that is pretty speculative. Like, does that really help anyone? I would suggest probably not, okay? It's not this innovation, and this goes for all the innovations I'm showing you. I'm not saying go out and do this, okay? Because that is pretty hokey. But what I'm saying is the underlying expectation that this innovation is tapping into is very powerful and very real, okay? And that's a new expectation that my face is a new kind of digital interface, that you can help me get things done and help me personalize by just using image recognition to understand who I am through my face. This innovation actually points to something far deeper, okay, which is the emergence of a whole new kind of personalization. If you think about where standard personalization has been at for the last, decade or so, it's been about asking consumers what they want, or co-creation. Personalization has been about saying, you tell us what you want, or you make it with us, and then you get the product or the service that you want, okay? You guys know, being e-commerce people, that we're entering a new era of personalization now, data-driven personalization. And in fact, we're entering a moment where there are truths about consumers and who they are that live inside their data that even the consumer can't really access. Like, we're entering a world where people's data knows more about certain aspects of them than even they do. Okay, you can see that in products like Spotify Discover Weekly, where you see tweets like this, okay? Spotify Discover Weekly creates a weekly playlist of music for me. It knows me so well, I want to marry it. You get tweets like that. It knows me so well, I wish it was my boyfriend, okay? It's like Spotify Discover Weekly knows my taste in music even better than I do. Okay? And this trend face forward is a powerful aspect of this new version of personalization. Okay? Tell me things about myself that even I don't know, is what I'm really saying. Check out this innovation. This is the online cosmetics retailer Smashbox. It has an app, and it recently launched a new feature inside that app that's using eye tracking to see which products inside the app you are looking at most often, okay? So it will start to say things like, you know, you're looking at the lipsticks. It will start to say, aha, did you know you're looking at this color lipstick much more often than you're looking at any of the others? It will surface that color, give you information about that product, and so on. Or you're skimming through the, you know, foundations, and it will say, did you know you've spent much longer looking at this one? You keep looking at this one, okay? And so it will surface that to you. So it's starting to use face recognition technology, eye tracking technology, to tell you things about your preferences that even you didn't know, perhaps. Okay? Telling you things even you didn't realize about yourself. And actually, when Smashbox launched this eye tracking feature, they say revenue made an immediate 25%-ish jump. It's very rare that we have data this quickly on the impact of an innovation, but we do with this one, and basically it immediately improved their sales. So very, very interesting innovation to think about. Here's where this trend is ultimately heading, when you start to think about the use of data to tell consumers things about themselves that even they don't know. Okay, just watch the video again, and then we'll talk about it.
This was my first time on the Destination U prototype. So you sit in the chair, you watch some immersive content, and then predict what holidays you would like.
What's special about the Destination U prototype is that it really takes facial expression data and creates a personalized experience. So it learns whether you like beaches or you like city breaks, and then creates a unique destination recommendation especially for you.
When it came out, the results, it was exactly what I would have picked, so I was very impressed.
So this was perfect for me. I mean, I just kept looking at photos thinking, oh, I could do that. I could see myself shopping, I could see myself visiting this place.
Thomson is a great heritage business, but we're now moving to two, which is a much more modern, much more contemporary business.
That innovation, okay, you're sitting in a booth, it's playing content to you about various destinations, and it's looking at your facial response. Like, are you smiling? Are you excited? Are you sad? Are you scared, maybe? I don't know. And then it's going to tell you at the end, based on your facial responses to this content, these are the sorts of places you should go on holiday. Okay? So it's trying to tell you things about yourself and about your preferences that even you didn't know beforehand. Okay, now again, like, this is very experimental, very unscientific. It's really just a bit of fun, okay? It's something of a marketing stunt, okay? But the underlying expectation that is fueling it, this expectation that my face is a new kind of digital interface, my face is a new kind of digital passport, and you guys should be using it for security, for convenience, but also to tell me things about my preferences that even I didn't know, okay? You guys, brands and businesses, should be using it in that way. That expectation is very real, and the challenge for you guys is, the opportunity for you guys is, how could you do something like that? It might not look anything like any of the examples I've shown you, but how could you start to serve that emerging expectation around the face as a new kind of digital interface? Because if you're in e-commerce, if you're thinking about marketing, all of that, this is a very powerful opportunity for you. Okay, racing on to trend number 3, because I'm running out of time. Trend number 3 starts here. Yes, we're digital people. Digital interaction is great. It is not going away. But human, face-to-face contact and interaction is a basic human need that has always been with us and always will be with us. Another basic human need that has always been with us is information, okay, learning, the quest for knowledge, the quest to know more is a basic human need that will never go away. And both of those basic human needs have been disrupted in the last, handful of years by a peer-to-peer world. Peer-to-peer has totally disrupted the nature of human social connection, and it can also disrupt the nature of the human quest for learning. Think about it. We're in a world where people are online sharing their apartments with one another. They're sharing their cars, their tools with one another. They're swiping through 100 profiles a day to find out which date they're going on tonight. Okay, a peer-to-peer world has changed the nature of social connection. It can change the nature of the quest for learning too. And when you put all of that together, you come to this trend, M to P. It stands for mentor to protege, okay? And M to P is about saying in 2018, consumers are going to expect brands and businesses like yours to connect them to peers around them who have the skills and the knowledge and the experience and the learning that they want. Consumers are now used to connecting to their peers for dating, connecting to their peers to share apartments on Airbnb, okay, connecting to their peers to buy and sell things. They know their peers also have this wealth of skills and knowledge and experience that they want, and they're starting to ask themselves, why can't I connect to them for that too? If there's something I really need to know, I know someone out there knows it too, why can't I connect to them to find that out? That's what this trend is all about. Super quickly, just want to give you a very quick taste of how this trend is playing out. This is LinkedIn. Recently launched something called its mentor program. Okay, so you can sign up either to be a mentor or a mentee, and LinkedIn, again, is actually going to use AI to match you as a person who wants a mentor with the very best mentor for you. So just a very, to give you careers advice, to help you along the road, to give you some knowledge and experience that you need. So just a very clear example of this trend M to P. Help me connect to someone out there who has the skills and knowledge and experience that I want. This is Amazon, okay? Yes, they're using AI to give you fashion advice. They're also launching a feature that will see you connect to a real person for fashion advice. So you can try on outfits and connect to a peer personal stylist who will give you some advice about your outfit. Okay, so again, just a great example of this trend, M to P. Help me connect to someone who has knowledge and skills and experience that I want. It doesn't just have to be digital. You can think physical too. This is Uber in Lagos. They ran a program called Uber Pitch. It was for entrepreneurs. It was about connecting entrepreneurs to investors. So if you wanted to take part in Uber Pitch as an entrepreneur, you logged into the app, you told them a bit about yourself and your startup idea, and if you won, you were connected to an investor for a 30-minute Uber ride through Lagos, where you got to pitch your idea, you got some advice about your idea, and of course, if the investor loves your idea, maybe they're going to invest. Okay, so again, just a great example, this time in real space, in physical space, of connecting someone who needs advice and experience and information to someone out there who can deliver those things to them. Last example, just think about Airbnb. Okay, what is Airbnb's fundamental strategy for the next 10 years or more? It's not just about letting people share apartments, okay? It's not just about physical spaces. Like, that is standard now. Airbnb has done that. That is locked down. Airbnb's fundamental strategy for the next 10 years or so is about being the platform that connects you to knowledgeable, experienced, passionate people at your destination who can give you amazing experiences at that destination. Like, I'm an expert in local wines, let me take you on a tour of the local vineyards. I'm an expert in local theater, let me take you to the local theater groups. All of that, okay? That's what the Airbnb Experiences program is about. It's about connecting you to other human beings in the place you're going, like Barcelona, New York, London, wherever it is, in the place you're going, who know about that place and want to share their love of it and their knowledge about it with you. So Airbnb's fundamental strategy for the next 10 years is what we would call an M to P strategy. It's about knowledge and experience and learning, because they know that that is such a powerful place to be in right now. So we've got through that trend super quickly. Just wanted to give you 4 very quick glimpses of that trend. Such a huge opportunity for you. If you're e-commerce, if you're marketing, you have a customer base. Okay, your customers know there are other people inside that community who have the knowledge and skills and experience they want. If you can find a way to connect those people, if you can be the platform that connects those people and lets them talk to one another, that is a hugely powerful place to be for you. Okay, one final trend to get through, and I'm running out of time, so I'm going to get through it very quickly. It's a big idea to end on, but we have to talk about it because it's such an exciting one for you guys. Okay, trend number 4 starts with this statistic. 300, like basically 400% increase in time spent in messaging apps in 2016. That is insane. Like, who thought anyone had any more time to spend inside WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger and Snapchat and all of that? But they did. Okay, use of these messaging apps is huge. 6 out of 10 of the world's most used apps are messaging apps. Okay, and that has primed consumers to expect this kind of thing, chatbots. We've seen brands over the last handful of years launch a ton of chatbots where you get to talk to the brand just like you get to talk to your friends inside Snapchat or Messenger or whatever. Okay, so this is a very standard one, Capital One, launching a chatbot, open the app, chat in very natural language, you know, what's my bank balance, I need to make a payment, and so on, and it will do it for you. Use of those kind of chatbots and use of personal assistants like Siri and Alexa and all of that to get functional things done, to be a personal assistant for me, is now totally standard. Something deeper is happening now. We're seeing the emergence of a real shift, and that is that people are starting to use these kinds of virtual entities, so chatbots, personal assistants, Siri, Alexa, all of that, for deeper reasons, okay? Not just let me get things done, not just like what's my bank balance or I want to buy some washing powder. They are starting to use these virtual entities to address their deeper needs, things like health, wellness, happiness, friendship. And it's no surprise, really. You cannot have engagement on that level. You cannot have hundreds of millions of people using these virtual entities every day without the relationships starting to become deeper and people starting to think about their deeper selves when they're using these things. Apple know this is happening, okay? That is why they are hiring counselors and they're hiring psychologists into the Siri team so that we can start to have, and this is a quote, more serious conversations with Siri. Okay, because Apple know we're already doing it, and don't lie, I know some of you have done it too, okay, like Siri, you know, why doesn't my girlfriend like me? Why am I, you know, why am I unhappy? Like, Siri, help me become healthier, all this kind of stuff. That's what people are trying to talk to Siri about these days. Apple know that, and they're trying to make that change. That is what this final trend, virtual companions, is all about. It's about saying we are seeing a shift where virtual entities, chatbots, AI, Siri, Alexa, personal assistants are becoming more than just functional, more than just transactional. They're becoming about deep needs like health and wellness and friendship and so on. So finally, my final trend, I just want to show you some examples of how this is playing out. You can see the emergence of this trend, the first glimmerings of this trend in an innovation like this, a very simple innovation. This is KLM, the Dutch airline. They recently launched something called the KLM Care Tag. You can see it attached to this person's bag. Just a very simple GPS-enabled device. It doesn't need the internet to run, okay? And as you walk around Amsterdam, it gives you advice about Amsterdam. And it's actually spoken advice by the staff and the crew and the pilots of KLM. So you're walking around Amsterdam, it will just say to you things like, oh, hey, my favorite restaurant is over there. Or, hey, you know, this is a place to park your bike around the corner. This is primarily still about functionality. It's about navigation. It's about helping you find your way around a city. But listen, you can see in it the first glimmerings of something else, because it's also about keeping you company. It's about a slightly more human experience. It's about having a human voice with you as you walk around this city. And so in this innovation, as simple as it is, you can see the emergence of this trend, virtual companions. Here's another one that pushes this trend on. This is an app. It's a AR and AI-fueled chatbot that keeps young patients company while they're at a hospital in the United Kingdom called the Alderhay Hospital. So if you're a young child patient at this hospital, you can create your own little creature, like this little bird that this user has created. And as you walk around the hospital with your app, this little creature will keep you company. So this is about, yes, it's for children, okay, but it's about more than functionality. It's about reassuring you. It's about keeping you company at a difficult time, allowing you to have a more human experience. One step further even, because this is for adults, okay? This is Replica. This is an AI-fueled chatbot that essentially wants to become a mirror image of you, of your own personality. So you fire up this chatbot, you talk to it in very natural language, it asks you a ton of questions, and over time, the idea is it becomes more and more and more like you, until eventually you can start to talk to it and learn about yourself by talking to this app, because it's such a close approximation of your own personality. Now think about that, okay? That is insane. This is an app that you use to create a little tiny version of your own self and then talk to yourself to learn about who you are. Give it a try. It's not perfect, sometimes it's very clunky, but if you evolve your Replica to a high level, there does start to be something kind of eerie about the conversations, okay? And that is a huge signal of this shift I'm talking to you about, a shift where virtual entities go from functional and transactional to deeper, to about health and wellness and friendship. Okay, one final example. Check out this video. Okay, that's enough. So that hologram is a virtual pop star called Hatsune Miku, okay? She's a hologram. She's huge in Japan. She's huge in South Korea. She's released like 100,000 songs. Most of them were written by AI. The voice is totally computer generated. That's not a human voice, that's a virtual voice, okay? And you can see she is a celebrity. She is a pop star for these people. They go to her concerts and they go crazy. It's like, you know, they are as in the moment as they would be with Lady Gaga or Madonna or whoever. She was created by this like 60-year-old Japanese guy, so it's a little bit weird. Yeah, but look, it is a signal of a massive shift for you guys, the shift I am talking to you about. This is the final example. The reason I showed you the video is because this example only makes sense if you watch the video. Because this is the Blue Leaf Cafe in Japan. They recently ran just a little initiative where you could sit down and have lunch with Hatsune. Okay, so you sat down at the table with your lunch. There was a huge Lenovo tablet at every table with Hatsune on it, and you could have a conversation with Hatsune, just a very natural conversation as you do with many chatbots these days, but you could see her opposite you. If Hatsune Miku is a real pop star to you, that is really interesting. That is really amazing, okay? And it's not about functionality. It's not about getting anything done. It's about coming to a virtual entity and seeing that virtual entity as something that addresses your deeper needs, like happiness, creativity, wellness, companionship, friendship, all of that. I know it seems crazy, this trend, but it really is emerging now, A ton of consumers say they want brands and businesses like yours to have a voice, to have a personality that goes beyond just Siri or Alexa. It doesn't have to be super high tech. If you use Slack, just think about Slackbot, okay? Just a very, very low tech little bot inside Slack, the messaging app. Yes, it's about getting things done, but it's also a little bit about fun and a little bit about companionship. So I would love you on this final trend to ask yourself, how could you start to address this emerging expectation that virtual entities go beyond the functional and start to become about deeper human needs? Could you create your own virtual companion? Is that the right thing for you to do? But you must have this trend on your radar as you go into 2018 and beyond, because consumers who are coming to your platforms are going to expect services and an experience that goes beyond the purely functional. So listen, there are so many trends I could have talked to you about. I hope those 4 are useful. More than just those 4 trends, remember, just take away with you a new way of looking at the world, a way that says when you go out into the world, you see all these innovations, new products, new services, new campaigns, just ask yourself, what basic human need is this innovation addressing? And also, what is changing in the world to make this innovation possible? And if you just ask yourself one question, ask yourself, what new expectations is this innovation creating? Okay, and then, well, maybe 2, what can I do about it? What will these new expectations mean for me? Because if you go out into the world and you look at everything you see through that lens, through the lens of new expectations, then you can start to spot your own trends. You will become trend spotters. You will see these expectations as they are emerging before they smash into your business, and then you can innovate to do something about it. Okay, that's what living inside the expectation economy and being a trend watcher in the expectation economy is all about. Then you have to use the trends, okay? Trends are useless if you just know them. Put them to work, innovate with them, do something with them, and that is the key to success. It's been such fun talking to you. Thank you so much. I hope you find those trends useful. Thank you. Thanks.